Hi everyone, and welcome to the Foreign Fork, where I am cooking one meal from every country in the world. Today we're doing Comoros, and we're getting a little bit fancy because we're gonna be making lobster in a vanilla sauce. It is incredible. So keep watching and I'm gonna walk you through the steps on how to make this in your own home. So to make this recipe the real way in Comoros, you use live lobsters and then you have to kill them and make them that way. I couldn't bring myself to kill a live lobster, let alone do it on a YouTube channel. So instead we're using lobster tails. So I have 2 lobster tails that I just got from on the seafood counter at my local grocery store. And I have kitchen shears, and we're gonna broil these lobster tails. So you're gonna take your kitchen shears and cut a line down the middle of the lobster. And then you're gonna kind of use your hand to spread open this shell and crack it a little bit so that you can expose the meat that's inside. So now you can see that that meat inside is gonna get cooked really nicely. Now what I'm gonna do is just take these lobster tails and put them on a cookie sheet, and then I'm just gonna drizzle them with a tiny bit of olive oil, just a little bit. I have my oven on a high broil, and I'm gonna put these in the oven pretty close to the heat on the top for about 5 minutes or so until the meat of the lobster tail turns from being a translucent color to white. Okay, so while our lobsters are broiling, we're gonna start preparing the sauce. So I have 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm gonna let that melt in a pot that I have over a medium heat or so. Then I have 3 shallots that I've minced up really finely. And once my butter is melted, I'm gonna put these into my pot with the butter and let them saute for about 3 minutes or so. All right, while I'm letting my onions saute, what I'm gonna do is take this vanilla bean, and I'm gonna take a really small knife, and I have to cut the seeds out of it. So I'm gonna take my knife and cut through the top of the vanilla bean, but do not cut all the way through so that I'm cutting it in half. I'm just splitting the top of it open so that I can lay it out. I'm gonna open this vanilla bean up with my fingers, and all those teeny tiny black dots that are in there are what's gonna give this sauce its flavor. So now I'm gonna take the dull end of my knife and scrape it along the interior of the vanilla bean and scoop out all of those seeds. Okay, our shallots have cooked down pretty well. So I have 1/4 cup of white wine, all of the seeds from my vanilla bean. I wanna make sure not to lose any because they're so precious. Get every single tiny last seed in there. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm gonna mix all of this together and let it reduce by about a half. It should take 3 to 4 minutes or so for some of that wine to evaporate. So it looks like the wine in here has reduced quite a bit, so now I'm gonna put in my cream. I have a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and I'm gonna put that into this pot, and then I'm also gonna salt it to taste and mix this up. I'm gonna let it cook for maybe another 3 or 4 minutes to make sure it makes a really creamy, delicious sauce. And then what I'm gonna do is put this through a strainer with really tiny holes in it so that all of the creamy wine shallot flavored sauce comes out the bottom, but it doesn't have the shallots in the sauce. We don't want the shallots to be in the sauce. So now all we have to do is assemble our dish. So I took some spinach and I sauteed it lightly, just for a bed for our lobster to sit on. So I have a little bed of spinach here, assemble on my plate. And then I'm gonna take these shallots that we strained out of our sauce and just kind of lay them on the spinach too so that we can taste those because they're delicious. I'm gonna take one of my lobster tails, put it on the spinach, and then just spoon some of this sauce over the top. And now I'm a lucky gal because I get to eat it. Gonna get some spinach, some shallots, and a piece of lobster. This meal is perfect if you're looking to impress. It's so simple. The lobsters cook in 5 minutes, the sauce cooks in about 10, and you have a delicious meal that is bound to make anyone think that you are a professional chef. It is so good. Comoros does a really good job of coming up with this recipe. If you want the full written instructions, you can go to www.foreignfork.com and read through all of my instructions there. And don't forget to check out all the other videos on my YouTube channel for more food from around the world. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you soon.